Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. So this is a chemistry live session. We are going to discuss about the chapter acids, bases and salts. From this chapter, earlier we have seen about acids and their classification and bases and their classification also we have seen what are different types of acids and bases and the indicators which are used to detect these acids and bases also we have seen. Now in this session we are going to discuss about neutralization, means the mixing of acids and bases. What happens when we mix these acids and bases in the solution form, that we are going to see now. When a solution of acid is mixed with a solution of base, both of them neutralize each other and a new substance called salt is formed. Such phenomenon is called neutralization and that reaction is called neutralization reaction. Okay children, when we mix the solutions of acid and base, they mix each other and they react each other and they neutralize their characters and finally they form a salt and water. This reaction is called neutralization reaction because here acid character or acid properties are neutralized by base properties. So it is called neutralization reaction. The solution formed because of mixing of solution of acid and base is neither acidic nor basic in nature. Yes, initially we have taken acid and base solutions. When you mix these two, the resultant solution formed will be neither acid nor a base. It will be neutral. So such solution is known as neutral solution. So the solution formed by the mixing of acid and base is called neutral solution, which contains a salt and water. Okay. See here, they have shown this equationally also. When acid mixes with base, it forms salt and water. Okay, this reaction is called neutralization reaction. The reaction between acid and base to form salt and water is called neutralization reaction. In neutralization reaction, heat is evolved. So, the reactions in which heat is evolved are known as exothermic reactions. Isn't it, children? Yes, we know this. The chemical reactions in which heat is released are known as exothermic reactions. And in these neutralization reactions also, when salt and water are formed, certain amount of heat energy also will be emitted out. So we can say these neutralization reactions are exothermic reactions because they're releasing a small quantity of energy in the form of heat out. So neutralization reactions are exothermic reactions. For example, sodium hydroxide is a base and hydrochloric acid is an acid. Earlier in the previous sessions we have seen about acids. One of the acids is hydrochloric acid and it is one of the strong acids, inorganic acid. And while discussing about the bases, we have seen one of the examples, familiar one, sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide is a base and hydrochloric acid is an acid. When the solution of this sodium hydroxide is mixed with the solution of hydrochloric acid, both they neutralize each other and common salt and water are formed. Common salt means the salt which we are using at home. Its chemical formula is chemical name is sodium chloride. So when sodium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid in the solution form, both they react each other and they form sodium chloride, which is commonly called common salt, and water, both are formed. Okay, so this we can say as neutralization reaction because an acid and base both are reacting here and forming a salt and water. Here salt formed is sodium chloride, common salt. Hence we can say this is a neutralization reaction and it is exothermic in nature. When these two chemical substances react each other, they release a certain amount of heat energy also along with products. So The chemical reactions which are releasing heat energy are called exothermic reactions. These neutralization reactions are also exothermic reactions. Since it is an exothermic reaction, so reaction mixture becomes slightly hot. Yes, along with the products, small amount of heat energy also being released out. So the resultant product formed will be a little hot when you touch them. The reaction involved in this can be written as follows. See here, equational we can show like this. HCl, which means hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid solution reacts with sodium hydroxide, which we say NaOH. It's chemical formula. So about this formula, we are going to learn in detail once again. Now, this just remember this formula as this. So these two react together to form sodium chloride, which is commonly called common salt, whose formula is NaCl. And water also will be formed. We know the chemical formula of water as H2O. So now these two are called products of this reaction. Acid and base, they are reacting to form salt and water. This reaction is called neutralization reaction and it is exothermic in nature. Sodium chloride is a chemical name of common salt, which is used in household. Yes, as we discussed, sodium chloride is the chemical name of the substance common salt, which we call generally, and it is used in the domestic purpose. In the cooking, we use this generally. Common salt, sodium chloride. See, in the laboratory they use like this: hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. If these two are mixed, they form this sodium chloride, which is called table salt or common salt. Okay. Neutralization reactions in everyday life. So we are telling neutralization reactions means the chemical reactions in which acid and base react each other to form salt and water. So where do we find these neutralization reactions in our everyday life? There are many uses of neutralization reactions in everyday life. Yes, we are using, with knowing or without knowing, many neutralization reactions in our everyday life. So here we are going to see some examples of these neutralization reactions. One of them is in indiation. In indiation also, to get cure of this indiation problem, we use this neutralization reaction. How it is, let us see. Our stomach releases hydrochloric acid to kill the bacteria if any present in our food. Yes, in our stomach, certain acid will be produced continuously. That acid is called hydrochloric acid. In the gastric juice, this hydrochloric acid is present. So what is the function of this hydrochloric acid in our body? It kills the germs or bacteria enters into our body along with the food. Not only that, hydrochloric acid released in our body or stomach is also helps in the digestion of food. Yes, not only killing the bacteria germs enter into our body, it helps in digestion of food also. This hydrochloric acid produced in the stomach in the form of gastric juice. It kills the bacteria as well as it helps in the digestion of food also. Okay. Sometimes what happens? Sometimes our stomach produces more hydrochloric acid than the required. Actually, when we take food, certain amount of hydrochloric acid will be produced, which helps in killing the bacteria and in the digestion of food. But what happens? Sometimes our body or our stomach produces a little more hydrochloric acid which is than the required amount of hydrochloric acid. So what happens then? The production of more hydrochloric acid in the stomach manifests as indigestion. Yes, this excess amount of hydrochloric acid causes indigestion in our stomach. This condition can be painful and causes pain in the abdomen and burning sensation in the chest. Yes, our elders often will say they are feeling certain burning sensation in the chest and they may feel some pain in the abdomen because of indigestion. These are the results because of excess production of hydrochloric acid in our stomach. So what to do for the reduce this effect of this excess hydrochloric acid? So then To get rid of this such symptoms, a medicine made up of milk of magnesia, which is a base, is taken orally. Yes, actually, what we are telling this pain in the stomach or abdomen and burning sensation in the chest, or because of excess amount of hydrochloric acid produced in the stomach. So, as there is excess amount of acid, if you reduce that amount of acid, we feel relief from that. So to reduce that acid, what do we do? We should take certain bases which cause no harm to us. So such bases are like magnesium hydroxide, which is called milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia, nothing but magnesium hydroxide, which is one of the bases. Okay, this is taken in the form of medicine. Then this milk of magnesia being a base, it neutralizes the hydrochloric acid and gives relief from the indigestion. Yes, this antacid which contains milk of magnesia or magnesium hydroxide. When you take this in the form of medicine, if you take orally, then it goes directly into the stomach and reacts with that excess amount of hydrochloric acid present there, and it neutralizes this. Just now we have studied that. What is neutralization? The reaction of acid with base to form salt and water is called neutralization. So here the magnesium hydroxide which we have taken in the form of antacid, it reacts with the excess amount of hydrochloric acid present in the stomach and forms salt and water. By this we get relief from the indigestion and burning sensation in the chest. So in this way you can get rid of this pain and burning sensation by using certain base, and this is a neutralization reaction. So this is one of the application of neutralization reaction in our daily life to get relief from the indigestion and burning sensation in the chest. Okay. Next, one more, the pain from ant stings. Ant sting or bee sting contains methanoic acid. Okay, this methanoic acid is also known as formic acid. We studied about this formic acid while discussing about the organic acids. Classification of acids we have seen. The acids which are derived from the plants and animals are called organic acids. So out of them, one of them is formic acid. It is obtained from ant stings. So these ant stings and bee stings contain this formic acid, which is chemically known as methanoic acid also. Okay, but mostly we know about this name formic acid. So this bee or ant injects this formic acid into our skin while biting. So when it bites us, immediately the formic acid from its stings will be injected into our body. So this injection of acid by ant or bee results in pain at the place of bite. So we feel immediately certain pain where this ant or bee bites us, because when it bites us, immediately it injects a certain amount of this formic acid into our body. So because of the entrance of this formic acid, immediately we'll feel there certain pain. So what to do? Get rid of this pain because of ant sting or formic acid. Yes, then we have to use baking soda, which is one of the bases. So baking soda, which is a base, neutralizes the effect of acid injected by bee or ant. Okay, immediately some quantity of this baking soda powder we have to rub on the place where this ant or uh, honeybee bite us. What happens? This baking soda is being a base, it reacts with the formic acid released by this ant or bee and neutralizes that. So that we will get relief from the pain caused by that. Okay. So what we are doing here? Here also we are applying this neutralization reaction. When you feel pain because of this formic acid, which is injected by these ants and sting when they bite us, immediately if you apply this certain quantity of baking soda powder on the place where it is bite us, immediately this baking soda, which is a base, reacts or neutralizes this formic acid, and hence it forms salt and water there. So we get relief from that pain immediately. Okay, it is one of the applications of neutralization reactions. Okay, next one, soil treatment. Yes, in the soil treatment also we use this neutralization reactions. Sometimes soil becomes acidic or basic due to excess use of neutral fertilizers or wrong method of harvesting. Yes, sometimes soil becomes acidic or basic due to the excessive use of fertilizers and even in the wrong method of this harvesting. So, this acidic or basic nature of soil affects the yield as plants do not grow properly on such soil. So, as it is becoming acidic or basic, then plants cannot grow properly and they cannot produce yield properly. They cannot yield properly. This affect the yield of those crops. So how to get rid of this affected soil or acidic or basic soil? There are some treatments for this. One of them is acidic soil is treated with slaked lime or quicklime, which is slaked lime is calcium hydroxide and quicklime is calcium oxide, which are both bases. Use of slaked lime or quicklime neutralizes the acidic nature of soil. Yes, if a soil becomes acidic, then to neutralize the excess acidic nature of soil, we use some bases like calcium hydroxide, which we call commonly slaked lime, or calcium oxide, which we call commonly as quicklime. So these are sprayed on the land. What happens then? These react with excess acids present in the soil, and they neutralize them, and hence soil becomes normal. It will be released. It will be neutralized with the base which we spread there. Okay. If the soil is acidic, then we spray calcium oxide, which is called quicklime, or calcium hydroxide slaked lime to neutralize it. If the soil is basic, then the basic soil is treated with organic manure or organic matter. This organic matter releases acidic acids and neutralizes the basic nature of soil. Okay, if the soil is basic in nature, if it is having excess of bases in it, then it is neutralized with organic manure or organic matter. This organic matter contains certain acids. So these acids react with bases present in the soil and neutralizes them. Okay, in this way, soil is treated. If it is acidic or basic, it will be neutralized by using the required chemicals. Factory waste. It is one of the important application where we are using these neutralization reactions. Waste of most of the factories are acidic in nature. If such acidic waste are you flushed into rivers, acid present in them kills the aquatic organisms and pollutes the water. Yes, from the most of the factories, they release these wastewaters into rivers and lakes. Most of these factory wastes are acidic in nature. When this wastewater without treating, if it is released into rivers and lakes, what happens? That mixes with the river water and the animals present in them will be affected by this wastewater or acidic water. They may die also, and even it pollutes the water present in those. So how to get rid of this? How to reduce this pollution? So thus the factory waste are treated with basic substances to neutralize the acid present in them before being flushed into the rivers and lakes. Yes. So to avoid this harmness to the aquatic animals and avoiding this pollution of water, before releasing these factory waste waters into the rivers and lakes, that is treated with certain basic substances so that the acids present in the wastewater or factory waste will be neutralized, and hence then they will be released into these rivers and lakes, so they won't harm any they won't cause any harm to the aquatic organisms and they won't pollute the water. So in this way factory waste undergo neutralization reaction before releasing into rivers and lakes. This is to be done. If it is not done, what happens? This acidic waste will cause hazards to the organic organs, or aquatic animals. We say the animals which are living in water are called aquatic animals. Not only animals, even plants also they will get effect of this acidic waste waters. So that is why first they have to be treated with proper chemicals. If that water is being acidic, then immediately it should be treated with certain bases to neutralize the acids present in the factory wastes. Okay, next one. Okay, that is about the applications of neutralization reactions in our daily lives. Now we are going to say about salts. As we told, when acid reacts with the base, they form a salt and water. So what are these salts? Let us see here. We have seen in the process of neutralization, both acidic and basic qualities are changed. Actually, when acid and base are mixed each other, a chemical reaction takes place and a salt is produced along with water. For example, by neutralizing hydrochloric acid solution with caustic soda, a salt sodium chloride is formed. So formation of a salt depends on the type of an acid and base and ratio of their mixture. Yes, when you mix a salt, acid and base, they form salt and water. So the type of salt formed depends upon the nature of the acids and bases mixed in that. Okay. See here, we told when hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, they form sodium chloride and water. The sodium chloride formed here, it is a salt. Okay, and so the as we told, the nature of the salt depends upon the acids and bases reacted. Based upon the nature of the acid and base reacting, and based upon the quantity of those two also, based upon that the nature of the salt formed will be depended. Now let us see the types of salts. The salts which change blue litmus to red are acidic salts. Yes, as we told now, the nature of the salt depends upon the acid and base reacted. So certain salts after formation they may show some color changes with the litmus. Suppose some salt is changing its color, changing the color of the litmus paper from blue to red, then that salt is said to be acidic salt. For example, ammonium chloride is one of the acidic salts. Even though it is a salt, it shows some acidic character. Why it is so? This is because of the chemicals or acid and base reacted to form this salt. Okay, the salts which show effect with the blue litmus paper and they turn into red color are called acidic salts. Example, ammonium chloride. In the same way, the salts change red litmus to blue or basic salts. Yes, in the same way, some salts they change blue red litmus paper to blue. Those salts are called basic salts. Example, sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is a salt, but its solution turns red litmus paper to blue. Such salts are called basic salts. And in the similar way, some salts are there. They won't show any color change with the litmus paper. That means they won't affect neither blue or red litmus papers. Such type of salts are called neutral salts. For example, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a neutral salt. It won't show any effect with either blue litmus paper or red litmus paper. So that is called neutral salt. Sodium chloride is a neutral salt. It is to be remembered here, all neutral solutions are not salt solutions. We are telling sodium chloride is a neutral salt. It won't show any effect with the litmus papers. But we cannot say as all the neutral substances are salts. So, for example, sugar is a neutral substance. It won't show, its solution will not show any effect with either blue litmus paper or red litmus paper. But we cannot say as this sugar as a salt. It is not a salt. In the same way, even starch also. Starch also will not show any effect with litmus solutions. But this is not a salt. Okay, all the neutral substances cannot be said as salts. Okay, children, that is about different types of salts: acidic salts, basic salts, and neutral salts. Okay, now based upon this neutralization and the salts, let us have a small assessment. Oh, uses of salts are here. Sorry, where we use these salts. We know common salt, which is chemically sodium chloride, is used in the preservation of food, and we take in many food items for getting taste. Okay, it is one of the uses. Next one, washing soda, which is chemically sodium carbonate, it is called. So washing soda is one of the salts. Where we are using this, it is used as a detergent in washing clothes. Okay, in washing powders, with washing powders, they majorly contain this washing soda. One more salt, baking soda, which is chemically sodium bicarbonate. It is used in soft drinks and cakes preparation. Yes, this sodium bicarbonate is used in making of cakes and these all food items. So this is baking soda, one of the salts. Limestone, which is chemically calcium carbonate. It is in the form of stones. It is in the construction of buildings. Okay, these are the different salts which we use in our daily life. So this we can say as uses of salts. Okay, children. Now let us see the assessment. First question: neutralization of hydrochloric acid solution with the sodium hydroxide gives. What does it give? What are the substances given here? See, hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. What are these two? It is an acid. And we know the sodium hydroxide is a base. When an acid and base react, what they give, children? Yes, they give salt and water. What options they have given? Let us see first. Sodium carbonate, calcium carbonate, copper sulfate, sodium chloride, which is given when hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, children. Yes, the salt formed is sodium chloride. Yes, we can see reaction here. When hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, they form sodium chloride salt along with water. So this is a sodium chloride. Okay, next question. To neutralize the acidic nature of soil, it is treated with. Yes, while explaining about applications of these neutralization reactions in the daily life, we told about the neutralize the nature of the soil. If the soil is acidic, then to neutralize this acidic nature, it is treated with either hydrochloric acid, slaked lime, common salt, or soil. With which it is treated? Yes, actually, if the soil contains acidic character, to neutralize that, certain base is added. So what is the base we told? Either, yes, calcium hydroxide, which is called slaked lime, or quick lime, which is called calcium oxide. Either of these two is sprayed on the soil. So this base, these sodium hydroxide, sorry, calcium hydroxide slaked lime or calcium oxide quick lime, both are basic in nature. These react with the acids present in the soil and they neutralize them. So what is the correct option, children? Now slaked lime. What is this slaked lime? Calcium hydroxide. Its chemical formula is this: CaOH taken twice. It is calcium hydroxide. It is called. So slaked lime. This is spread on the soil which is acidic in nature. So this slaked lime is being basic. It reacts with the acids, excess acids in the soil, and hence it is neutralized. Okay. Next question. In general, the products of a neutralization reactions are: So what are the products of neutralization reaction? We told when acid and base react each other to form salt and water. Yes, acid and base neutralize each other. They form salt and water as products. See options. An acid and base, an acid and salt, an acid and water, a salt and base. Which is correct option, children? What will be formed when neutralization reaction occurs? What is the neutralization reaction means? The chemical reaction in which acid and base react each other to form salt and water. So what is the correct answer now? Yes, it is. Salt and water are formed. Yes. So when acid and base react, they form salt solution. A salt and water are formed. Next question. Neutralization reaction is a physical and reversible change, chemical and reversible change, physical change that cannot be reversed, chemical change that cannot be reversed. Yes, children, what is neutralization reaction? Is it physical change or chemical change? How to say physical change means there will be no change in the chemical composition. But what is happening in the neutralization? An acid and base, they are reacting together to form salt and water. So new substances are formed. Then we can say it is a chemical change. So neutralization is a chemical change. And we have to see one more here. Is it a reversible change or irreversible change? Yes, neutralization reaction is a irreversible change. It cannot be reversed. We can produce salt and water from acid and base. But from the salt and water we cannot get back those acids and bases. One more thing we can say here, neutralization reactions are irreversible. And even we told these are exothermic reactions. These exothermic reactions are also irreversible changes. So now what is the correct answer? So they are chemical changes and they cannot be reversed. These two are correct. Now it will be correct answer. Okay, neutralization reactions are chemical changes and irreversible changes. Next question. Which medicines are used for treating indigestion? Yes, indigestion means what we said. Our stomach produces hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid helps in killing the bacteria entered into our stomach from the along with food, and it also helps in digestion of the food. But sometimes our stomach produces a little excess of hydrochloric acid which causes indigestion. Because of that we feel some burning sensation in the chest. So this is because of excess amount of acids. Now what we do? We take some medicines to reduce the effect of this excess of acids. So what do they contain? Now they're asking. Are they antibiotics? Are they analgesics? Are they antacids? Are they antiseptics? What are those, children? Yes, we use antacids. They contain some bases like called milk of magnesia. Magnesium hydroxide is present in them, which is a base in nature. This reacts with the excess amount of hydrochloric acid produced in the stomach and neutralizes it. And hence, we get a relief from that indigestion problem and burning sensation. Okay, children? That's about neutralization and salts. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and visit our website www.aimstoday.in for latest updates on recorded videos. Thank you.